You're texting a girl, she stops replying, and you start thinking, shit, what did I do wrong? Has this ever happened to you? Or maybe you've spent weeks hitting up the same girl only to be baffled when another guy gets her number and is already hanging out with her within a couple of days. Texting is hard. We've all messed up with texting before. Maybe you said something you shouldn't have said and then immediately realized you just messed up. Maybe you just don't know what to say next or how to steer the conversation the way you want it to go. So today, I'm here to teach you 5 do's and 5 don'ts to use when texting girls. These are really simple things you can remember or write down in your notes app, and they'll improve your text game significantly. Do. Text pretty quickly after getting a girl's number. You never want to wait more than a maximum of like 2 days between getting a number and texting the girl. I usually do it the same day. This lets you keep up the momentum that you already had and ensures that she doesn't lose interest or forget about you. Don't send cheesy emojis, smileys, LOLs, or anything like that. It will ruin any good impression she already had of you. As a rule of thumb, if someone else were to read your text and think you were a girl, you're probably using too many emojis. Do. Use emojis, but sparingly. Now, you don't need to stop using them altogether. You just don't want to overdo it or send really feminine kissy face ones all the time. Don't. Text her all day, every day. This is even worse than being the guy who sends the kissy emojis all the time. Being the guy who texts her all day, every day about every little thing. Nobody really cares what you ate for lunch or what you're doing right now, or that you got a good grade on an English test, or that you're bored. Nobody cares. You should text when there is something worthy of texting. Do. Text enough to keep her interested. Now, just because you're not sending her 100 texts a day, it doesn't mean you want to wait 3 weeks before you text her again. Momentum is a big thing in dating and relationships. If the momentum dies, the relationship or the potential relationship also dies. You need to text enough to keep her interested in you and thinking about you. If you wait too long, she'll just stop caring. Don't be afraid to tease her. So now that you've nailed down when you should text her, you want to make sure that your texts are actually useful. Don't be afraid to tease her and flirt with her. This is one time when emojis work well, so she knows you're just messing around. You should tease her about little things she does or says because it shows that you don't put her on a pedestal and are confident enough to tease her when other guys just suck up to her. Do. Use texting as a way to set up plans. Don't forget what you're actually trying to do. You're not just looking for a text buddy, you're looking for a girl to go out with. Use texting as a way to set up plans. It's better than calling because it lets her reply when she's free. If you call and she doesn't answer, it already sets up the tone that you're the one who wants to go out with her, when the tone you really want is that you both want to go out with each other. Don't. Always text her first. A lot of guys do this. They text a girl, the conversation goes for a while, the girl stops replying, then later the guy texts again, and repeat that process over and over. Well, all that does is, again, set the tone that you're a lot more into her than she's into you. Don't be all over her. Don't text her good morning in the mornings. It's unnecessary and just makes you look clingy. Do be casual. You want your text to be casual and light. You don't want to bring up super complicated topics or heavy discussions or anything like that because if the tone is too heavy, it'll just start pushing her away, and also text isn't the best place to do it, because it's really easy for someone to ignore a text if they start feeling overwhelmed. Now, if the girl you're talking to is into philosophy or she's majoring in astrophysics, and you know she's into deeper topics, then sure, go ahead and bring them up. But if you're texting Bimbo Brittany that you met at the Justin Bieber concert last week, then randomly texting her, hey, I was just wondering what your opinion is on the philosophical and existential implications of the recent developments in quantum superposition effects being observed at the macroscopic level. She's not going to have any godway idea of what you're talking about, and it's just going to push her away. See, if you're talking to someone in person and they don't like a topic, it's really easy for one of you to just change it. But if you're texting and they don't like a topic, it's really easy for them to just ignore the text and make you look stupid. Don't talk too much. If you can't think of anything good to say, don't say anything. If you think it's good time to end the conversation, end it. Don't be afraid to end a conversation. Bonus tip: set up a reason to text her often. For example, you've been talking to a girl in one of your classes, and you set up the sort of vibe where you guys both text each other when you want to discuss the homework. It's really simple, and it's a good way to create constant conversation with someone without ever appearing like you're trying too hard. So that's it. I hope these tips helped you. Remember them or save them somewhere, and start using them, and you'll immediately see your success with texting improve. Also, be sure to subscribe and turn notifications on for more of my epic dating advice videos every week.